Oh, yeah, I'm about to show you some of the trades I'm going to take this week. This is how a professional Forex trader sees the market, so hit that like button and we can get started. Before we kick things off, I just wanted to say that make sure to watch through the entire video. I'm going to structure it in a way where we're basically just going to look at the biases, then I'm going to go over the charts a little bit, and then I'm going to actually give you some signals that you can actually enter right away and what I'd be looking for in the week. So guys, first of all, I'm going to go over the market biases that I have this week, and this was just from looking at the market as a whole overall, and then this is what I'm basically summing up for you. So here we have a dollar coming down after last week's rally. We have the pound coming down even more. It was rallying up. We were seeing some major rejection points on the higher time frames, so it's time to continue that reversal on the major time frames. The euro, I'm seeing some bullishness, I'm seeing some sweeps of some lows, and we're going to break back up this coming week. And also the yen pairs, the yen is actually going to go up, so this is going to cause the yen pairs to dump. I'm also looking at the Swissy to dump down a little bit too, but that's not as important as these other pairs. Right, so this is the Dixie pair that we're first looking at here, and I'm just going to cover it quickly. This was actually a prediction that I was looking at for the following week. After that rally there, we had swept some lows, closed back up. We had made this big engulfing candle, so I really did expect that we would come back up here. And I was ultimately looking at retesting this range here with these blue and purple boxes here. But it does look like if we do zoom in on a lower time frame, this is a supply zone, most obviously, and if you don't know what a supply zone is, don't worry about it. It's basically just a point of consolidation, to put it very simply. But if we zoom in on a smaller time frame, we're seeing insignificant higher highs, and we're seeing sweeps of stop losses here. So this tells us that the bulls are dying out. We see also another thing of this rally here, it was completely engulfed, right? So with ultimately multiple candles, but it was eaten completely back up. So this, a sweep plus breaking of this level, this gives me a very strong indication that we're going to come up, we're going to do something like this, and we're going to come all the way back down. Let me draw that again so it's a little bit nicer. Conversely, we can look at the euro here and see how it's going to react to the market as a whole here. The euro currency index isn't as pretty as the dollar, and same with all of these other ones. But it's still nice to look at just so that we can get those biases. And you can see another insignificant lows here, sweeping of the stops, and then we're kind of breaking up here. It's a little bit ambiguous, but that's why I'm getting that bias on the euro that it's going to come up. So if we do actually look at the euro USD correlation here, this is actually our first signal here. So on the market open, I am going to be looking for a long right here, right on the open. That's a 3 to 1 risk reward, and that's because we are making these insignificant lower lows. I do see the dollar coming down and the euro going up, so this looks very strong to me. Zooming out to the 4 hour on the euro USD pair here, we did see it come right back down to this demand zone here, and you can see it looks very beautiful of a trade, and we're just going to target these highs again. And since we are making this trend up, let me draw this. We are making this trend up. This looks like a perfect time. Mind you, I'm not using the trend lines to actually make my trades. I think they're absolutely ridiculous. These are suckers tools. So what I'm thinking we're going to do is we're actually going to come up for a big rally here, and we're going to break up above there. Moving on to the pound here, I had actually entered a short position quite a while ago. I'm actually short on also the pound yen and the pound dollar right now. It does look very weak here. If we zoom out to a daily, we saw that these levels got completely swept on. This was that big news day of the elections for the UK there, and we swept up, we came right back down, closing below, coming back up to retest, and that's exactly where I shorted, right there, where this this white sell volume was. That's where I shorted. It came back up a little bit higher, and it's coming back down, and we are looking for some major downside here. I don't want to give a signal just because it's right not at the position that I want to enter at. The next currency pair that we're going to look at was the yen, of course, right? So the yen, it's doing this range. We're doing a range bound trades here. So this is partly why I am bullish on the yen. Aside from that, the actual yen pairs have been absolutely dumping themselves, and they do continue to look to be dumping. So we see this sweep here. We see the stops getting liquidated, all those suckers getting stopped out of their positions. Everyone's losing money. That's exactly when we want to enter. We want to capitalize on the sucker retail traders. This is the yen dollar, the US dollar yen rather. So we do see a very similar, it looks very similar. We're rejecting on the same point that we rejected before. This tells us there's lots of sell orders in this range. Eventually it will break if we keep testing it. But if we look down here, I did take a short scalp on Friday, and the position's still open. I took some profits already because obviously it was quite short position, but I am going to leave some open just in case we dump all the way down and retest these ranges here, because you can see that this is a untested zone. We haven't come back to that level yet, so it's going to be lots of orders waiting there. It's going to be like a magnet kind of for us to come back there. So I'm going to leave some resting to see if they come down here. And finally, I did say that the Swissy would dump down. Excuse me while I move my cat. There we go. They keep jumping up while I'm recording. And so, okay, let's look at the Swissy here. So we saw, again, I love these sweeps on the daily candles right here, the daily candlesticks. We came up, we swept this high here, and we're closing below. As you can see, this is on a daily candle, so that was a while ago. So we do expect some more downside here as we are rejecting. We would like to see this area filled. Mind you, this is the dollar index. The Swissy index. So let's look at actually something that is relatable, that we can actually trade. So I did actually long this a while ago when I did start to see these rejections here, or these bounces. And I do expect to see more upside. There might be a little bit of a retrace because we did take some bullishness into the last week there. If we want to look at a different pair here, we can see that I'm also short on the Swissy yen. So this is confirming our bias. So if we look at a higher time frame, we're seeing the retests of this level. I have a wider stop here because I do expect that it could come back up a little bit. This is the pair that I was a little bit unsure of, but the other three pairs I have a very strong feeling that, and the analysis, not just a strong feeling, but the analysis is telling me exactly what I want to see. This one's just a little bit more iffy, but I am willing to take those trades still. And obviously I preach, you only want to risk 2% of your account each time, and you can do that by measuring the distance from the stop to the entry point of the position. So if you guys are interested in learning how to do that, let me know in the comment section below, and I can teach you how to do that, so that if you have a $1,000 account, for example, you're only going to lose $20 per trade no matter what. So that sums up the analysis that I wanted to cover this week. If you did like that, and I did actually give you that Euro USD signal that I'm going to personally be entering, not right as the market opens, but I'm going to wait until these spreads are a little bit lower, and then I'm actually going to enter long on that position. So feel free to copy that trade. If you did like, you can scroll back and see what it was. Aside from that, please leave a comment in the sections below if there's anything that you think I missed, or if you completely disagree, because I would love to actually hear what your guys' thoughts are, because obviously my views are biased, and I would like to see some other opinions. So please, in the comment section below, leave a comment with what you think is going to happen with the Euro USD pair or any of the pairs that I covered. Also, if you like this content, please make sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification. I'm going to be covering my strategies that I'm actually going to be using, and why I'm focusing on these biases throughout the weeks to come. You're going to see exactly how I trade and learn from a Forex